5 News at 5 starts right now.
Go that way! Get out of here! There's gunshots coming from over there! Go that way!
Dramatic police body camera video shows chaos during the mass shooting on the Vegas Strip. Officials say they rushed to get people to safety out of the line of fire while trying to figure out where the rapid-fire shots were coming from. Within minutes, they realized that the shots were coming from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay. Good evening and welcome, everybody. I'm Tom Haynes.
And I'm Deidre Dukes. Tonight, we've learned the shooter, Stephen Paddock, fired shots from somewhere between 9 and 11 minutes. Now, those shots killed 59 people and sent more than 500 to the hospital. Now, these are some of the victims who lost their lives in the largest mass shooting in U.S. history.
The survivors continue to tell their terrifying and emotional stories of knowing where they were hurt and trying to get to safety. One woman taking 2 gunshots to her stomach and her leg. She says she didn't know if she was going to survive.
I said, I think I was just shot. It felt like a huge baseball, just the force of it going through my stomach. And then I looked down, there's blood everywhere, and I knew I was shot. It hurt so bad. But I knew I didn't want to die. I wasn't ready to die. I didn't know if I was going to make it out because I didn't know how much blood I had lost.
Wow. Vanderstay says that a cab driver drove her to the hospital while strangers put pressure on her wounds and called her family. She credits that driver with saving her life. Tonight, we're learning more about the man who fired those shots.
Stephen Paddock had 23 guns in his hotel room at the Mandalay Bay Hotel. This is the view inside his hotel room. You can see a gun sitting on a tripod on the floor. Half of the door blown out from the SWAT team storming in. Well, the sheriff's department says Paddock had 2 cameras mounted on it outside his room. One was in this room service cart. There was a third in the peephole of his door. It apparently allowed him to get a good look down the hall to see when officers were closing in.
We still don't have a motive for the attack, but officials hope Paddock's girlfriend, Marilou Danley, may have some answers. FBI agents are now questioning her at this FBI facility in Los Angeles. She arrived from the Philippines last night. Family members say Paddock may have sent her there so that she wouldn't interfere with his plans.
He sent her away so that he can plan what he's planning without interruptions. In that sense, I thank him for sparing my sister's life, but that won't be to compensate 59 people's life.
Authorities also found that Paddock had recently wired $100,000 to the Philippines. While the nation searches for answers, President Trump visited Las Vegas today.
Now, he met with victims and doctors at a hospital and with first responders at the police department. A Fox 5 Good Day Atlanta anchor Sharon Lawson joining us live from Las Vegas with a closer look at the visit. Sharon.
Well, Deidre, first, a sign that things are returning back to normal here as this section of the roadway has opened back up to motorists. Now, within the last hour, President Trump was at the Las Vegas Police Department. He spoke there. He started off by saying that he is in the presence of heroes, and he thanked the medics, the firefighters, the police officers for actually springing into action and really showing how brave they were. And we were able to see some of that bravery when authorities released police body cam video. We noticed how chaotic the scene actually was. Authorities diving down on the ground, telling the tourists and the visitors to get out of the line of fire. And then the president also stated how brave they were and how privileged he was to be in their company once again. Listen to what he had to say.
We pray for the recovery of the injured and those injured officers who so bravely threw themselves into danger when duty called. And we grieve the loss of the law enforcement personnel who were killed in this vicious attack. Many families tonight will go to bed in a world that is suddenly empty. The people they so dearly love were torn away from them forever. Our souls are stricken with grief for every American who lost a husband or a wife, a mother or a father, a son or a daughter. We know that your sorrow feels endless. We stand together to help you carry your pain. You're not alone. We will never, leave your side.
Meanwhile, take a look at this video. The president visited University Medical Center. He met privately with patients, doctors, and nurses. He praised the medical staff for their dedication to professionalism and the tremendous job that they did. He also praised the patients, saying many of the people who had lesser injuries gave up their spots in the ambulance so badly wounded patients could get to the hospital more quickly. And back out live, we heard some of those stories as well, with a lot of people here who were actually at the shooting site and said that when they noticed everything was taking place and they noticed that they were in the line of fire, they were telling people to get into their vehicles, and they were taking the wounded in their vehicles to the hospital. Once again, we also noticed that the president today, the commander-in-chief, turning into comforter-in-chief for so many during this very difficult time. Deidre, Tom?
Sharon, such great perspective from you out there in Las Vegas. You say that things are beginning to get back to normal there, and I'm wondering, just by being out there on the Strip, and we know the president visited today, so things were a little different there, but are things in that regard getting back to normal? I mean, are people arriving there to visit once again, and what are tourists telling you?
Well, Tom, yes, they are coming back, and we've noticed a steady stream of people coming over, and they're actually going over to the site of the shooting. There is a large memorial site over there, a makeshift memorial. We'll be able to pan over there, and you can take a look. Now that the roadway is opened, we're noticing that more people are coming over, and they're paying their respects. They're leaving candles, teddy bears. They're leaving messages as well, encouraging people and saying you will never be forgotten. So, well, I mean, as long as since we've been here, we've been noticing that things are starting to get back to normal. Of course, it's not really over here a party scene or anything like that. If you go further down the stretch, then you know that it's basically Sin City in its rarest form. But here, you're definitely noticing that people are taking a moment out to pause and to say thank you, and also to grieve the loss of so many lives in this senseless attack.
So many wanting to pay their respects, do whatever they can. This is all still so surreal days after the attack. Sharon Lawson doing a great job reporting live for us from Las Vegas. Thank you, Sharon.